You know that feeling? You get a huge round of applause, but on the inside, you feel surprisingly empty? Or maybe someone gives you a compliment and it just doesn't land. It's a weird feeling, right? Well, there's this fascinating tension between the loud noise of external praise and that quiet, solid feeling of inner fulfillment. So let's dive into this and figure out how to find our own ground in the middle of all that noise. What we're really talking about here are two powerful and kind of opposing forces. On one side, you have that roaring sound of applause. That's validation from the outside world. But on the other, you have this quiet sense of belonging, that internal feeling that you're accepted and understood. Trust me, they are not the same thing, and your heart, it definitely knows the difference. Okay, so we're all on the same page. Let's lock in a key term for this: adulation. Now, this isn't just your average, hey, good job. No. This is extreme, over-the-top praise. You know, the standing ovation, the five-star review, the fan mail. It's huge, it's loud, and let's be honest, it can be really, really addictive. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Let that sink in for a second. Applause is loud, but belonging is quiet. That praise, that adulation, it can feel amazing. It's a real rush. But that deep, true sense of fulfillment, that often comes from something much quieter. Just being accepted, being understood, without having to perform for it. The noise fades, but that quiet connection, that's what sticks around. So let's dig into praise itself. Because it turns out, not all compliments are created equal. And as we're about to see, there's a really interesting reason why some praise makes you feel like you're on top of the world, while other kinds can feel, well, a little underwhelming, to be honest. So, check this out. On one side, you've got praise for something brand new you just did. It's immediate, it feels awesome, it's validating. But then, on the other side, you get praise for something you've actually been doing for ages and someone finally noticed. The source material has a great term for this: decaying excitement. You're already past the thrill of it, so their delayed reaction just doesn't hit the same, you know? And that leads us to a really crucial point. If you're always waiting for someone else to notice your work and tell you it's good, your happiness is basically on hold. It's being controlled by their timeline, not yours. The most important celebration for anything you accomplish should be your own, right in that moment. Everything else, all that praise from the outside, that should always be secondary. Okay, so we've kind of established that just chasing applause can be a trap. It's a pretty unreliable guide for your own self-worth. So what's the alternative? How do you build that internal foundation, that core that doesn't get shaken whether the crowd is cheering or totally silent? Well, the answer lies right here. It's all about developing your own first judgment. Think of it like cultivating a really reliable internal compass. It's this tool that helps you navigate your life, guiding you by your standards, no matter what kind of noise is happening on the outside. Here's the deal. Your own judgment has to carry the most weight. When you succeed, your own pride and happiness should be the main event. And hey, when you mess up, your own sense of responsibility, your response, that should be the heaviest consequence. Sure, external input can be useful, but when it comes to the big stuff, it should always, always be secondary to what you think. Now, this whole idea of an internal compass actually builds into something even bigger, something more fundamental. And that's inner agency. It's this incredibly powerful, ancient, winning force that is literally coded into our very being. Seriously, one of the greatest powers we have in our lives is agency. It's this simple but totally profound ability to make our own choices. This is the engine of our lives. It's the force that moves us forward on a path that we design for ourselves. And to really get how deep this runs, the source material gives us this incredible metaphor. Think about it. Your very existence was your first massive victory of agency. From a starting line with literally millions of other racers, you made all the right micromaneuvers. You chose every turn, and you were the first to arrive. That was a profound win. And right after that amazing achievement, your lifelong journey of making your own decisions had only just begun. So, what do we do with all this? We've got this unreliable guide of external praise on one side and this incredible innate power of inner agency on the other. How do we put it all together to live a life that feels more authentic? A life without regret? Well, the first thing is to remember that the world is just noisy. People will criticize your choices. People will praise your choices. Friends, bosses, partners, they might come and go,
But the one constant in your life is you. You are with yourself until the very end. So, doesn't it just make sense to prioritize that relationship above all the others?
And look, the solution here isn't some complex hidden secret. It's actually pretty simple, though I'll admit, not always easy. It's about reviewing your experiences, using logical thinking, and ultimately staying true to yourself. Trust that internal compass. That's how you navigate all the noise and live a life that feels genuinely yours.
I want to leave you with this really simple but powerful image from the source material. Just picture a person standing barefoot on the grass, holding their shoes in their hand. See? They've taken off the formal external expectations, the shoes, and they're just feeling the earth beneath their feet. It's the perfect metaphor for everything we've been talking about, finding your own ground.
So, as we wrap this up, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. In a world that's full of loud applause and endless opinions, what is it for you? What connects you to that quiet, solid sense of belonging? What keeps you truly grounded?